With it or quit it. With it, quit it.
What?
With it.
We about to turn up in this bitch.
In the second game of the NBA season, LeBron and the Mean Dream Team put on a good show against the Houston Rockets. Then, with 4 minutes left in the fourth, Rajon Rondo allegedly spit on Chris Paul's face, which led Rondo to non-allegedly punching Chris Paul in the face. Brandon Ingram came in and threw some punches as well. Although the basketball game turned into an actual fight, Joy, LeBron's Lakers lost the game but won the war. With it or quit it. You don't take the drink right when I asked to with it.
I was very thirsty. I'm going to wit that.
Yes.
I'm going to wit that.
Tell me why.
Okay, so Earl and I went to the game, and I got to tell
that.
I did not see this brawl coming. Kind of, but not to the level that it reached. Like I was very happy that the brawl happens.
Well,
because
the pageantry. Tell me about the pageantry before. Like,
why didn't you
not expect it?
I mean, like we all know the Heat's intros are the best in the league. Like
the Heat throw a party every game.
Everything is a party. There's
Yeah.
flames. I mean, Michael Biamonte, the voice of the Heat, is just incredible. There's not a mariachi band
Something
at all,
like it.
but it's very hype. Okay, and it's loud and there's lights and there's just nothing else like it. The Lakers is a little bit more traditional. The intros, but it was definitely a scene. I mean, Floyd Mayweather was there. He's at most games though. Like, you know, Jack Nicklaus,
Right.
Adam Levine. Like there was Kate Beckinsale was there.
She
there often?
She likes to be seen by the most people.
I mean, was that a whistle?
Smashing though.
Kate Beckinsale.
She looks good.
Yeah.
She looks good.
That's what she does for a living.
She was
right?
wearing that is what she does for a living.
She's been fine.
Yeah, she has been fine. I love her in Underworld.
Yes.
I love her in Underworld.
Underworld's a
has she been in?
sleeper
What else
series.
has she been in? I honestly don't know. Pearl Harbor. I don't watch
Pearl
that.
Harbor.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I
know
didn't
she was,
watch
but
that
like,
movie. Anyway, more importantly, the fight. So here's the thing.
talk to me.
There's a lot happening, and a lot has happened since the fight. So there's a lot to break down here. But this is my overall opinion on the fight. Rondo, you can't put guys like Rondo and Lance Stevenson and JaVale McGee on your squad and expect for shit like this not to go down.
Yes.
I mean, that's what you signed up for. That was literally the entire point of having them on the team was you wanted some dog on your team.
Yep.
Well, you got it. Okay.
Got all the dogs.
All of it. Okay. So as Chris Haynes mentioned, the start of it was Brandon Ingram. But like if you looked away for 1 second, you were going to miss that push, right? On James Harden. And that really wasn't, like, while that was the genesis of the fight, and I think he is right, people are sick of the way that Harden's being officiated. That beef, Rondo and Chris Paul, was not about that. That was just an opportunity.
Oh my gosh. They were sitting there sparring verbally before the punches were thrown.
So they're fighting verbally, and then the spit happens, which, like, look, as I was discussed with the yoga situation, there's just certain things that you do, you're ready to fight.
Yeah.
Rondo wanted to fight.
Yeah, that's why he spit on him.
Because 99.9% of the time you spit on somebody, you got to throw hands. So Rondo wanted to fight. That's what I assume. Okay? Which is fine.
And Chris Paul came back with a finger poke to the face.
Right. So the finger poke.
Poke to the face.
So after lots of internet digging and different camera views, we have all as a society decided that Rondo spit or gleeked on Chris Paul. Okay? There was some spittle.
Yes.
Right? And Chris Paul came back with the finger point, which has not been my reaction, but that's fine. And I think what happened was Chris Paul didn't expect for Rondo to punch him. I think he thought that the finger point was going to happen. There's going to be some pushing and shoving, some forehead fighting, as we discussed. And then the NBA refs are going to break it up. Everyone's going to pull them apart, and that was going to be that.
Now LeBron's Lakers.
Not on LeBron's Lakers.
No.
So Rondo hits him like this.
Yes, with the left.
And then with the left.
Yeah.
And then there's some return shoving, and then another punch from Chris Paul, and then it's broken up. So I mean, I'm gonna give round one to Rondo, just for the quickness.
Yes.
But
and LeBron in the banana boat, buddy. They went over there and talked.
So this is where it gets fuzzy for me. You can't do that. That's the biggest that's the biggest part of this whole brawl that is not really being discussed. Obviously on Twitter and NBA Twitter was much discussed.
Of course.
But in the mainstream, I haven't heard much about it. You can't walk away with Chris Paul if you're LeBron. Now, we know LeBron is
not with your arm around his shoulder.
No, we know that LeBron is not a confrontational guy, which is fine. Be who you are. But there's just certain things that you can't do when you're trying to establish a culture, when you're bringing somebody in like Rondo, when you're trying to teach people, when you're saying to Kuzma, stay down, we're going to come over and pick you up, like, we brothers got you. And then, you know, when shit really goes down, like really goes down, not like a regular basketball forehead fight, a real actual, oh, you fight and fight and fight.
Right.
You have to, I'm fine with you pushing somebody away. I'm fine with him pushing Chris Paul away or dragging him away. But then you got to go back. Like, you can't walk him to half court. You just can't do it. It's not a good look.
Yeah, it felt, obviously it's not orchestrated. I don't think these things are planned. I'm not that much of a conspiracy theorist. But the way LeBron James handled it before the fight, during the fight, and afterwards with his comments, it just feels kind of like so what from him, which is kind of weird because it's an actual NBA fight. Last season we talked about the fact that NBA players ain't about the brawl life, but you messed with the wrong one. He's from Louisville, Kentucky. Rajon Rondo is here for the fights, and he is inciting chaos.
And that's fine because
that's what he's supposed to do.
What Rondo does. This is not
what LeBron brought him here for.
Not as advertised. Okay, so but the problem is Rondo's on your team now, and there are no friends on the court. Like, you can not get involved. Harden was not involved.
Right.
Lonzo was not involved.
Yes.
Ingram chose to involve himself. Now he's suspended for 4 games, which I don't agree with him running in and throwing a punch. But you do what you feel like you got to do in that situation. Punches are being thrown. Yeah. So, and you started it. Yeah. So I'm actually okay with that.
Yeah. And Chris said he's out of character. It's like, we don't even know who Brandon Ingram is at this point.
But I will say I do think that that's going to have a kind of ripple effect with someone like Rondo, that LeBron, like, whose side are you on, dog? It's fine that you can be friends with Chris Paul off the court. Nobody cares who you're friends with off the court. On the court, you got to ride for your team. Like, that's, I wouldn't be surprised if there's an in-locker room conversation, like, look, because Rondo's not scared of LeBron.
Right, but LeBron also don't got no friends on that team.
Okay, well, that would have been a good way to make friends.
But he said he's not trying to, he's generaling on the court.
I mean, that was on the court.
No friend zone.
No, it needs to be friend zone. Friend zone. If we go out in public and somebody starts fighting you, well, you got to fight. No, you're fighting now.
If I'm out on the street with LeBron, I know he's not about to smoke. So he's not going to be about to smoke regardless of where we at.
I don't know. I feel like I don't have any problem with them pushing him away or pulling him away. Like, that happens all the time. But you can't walk him all the way to half court. It can't be this whole production thing. It got to the point where Chris Paul was pushing him off of him. Like, I got it.
No, because LeBron always trying to incite himself into stuff. Leave Drake and Pusha T alone. Leave Rondo and Chris Paul alone. You don't have to be in the middle of everything.
I just feel like it's not the best. It's not the best look. And I feel like there'll be a conversation about how that all went down internally. Yeah. At some point.
Yeah.
Especially the LeBron's reaction to it. So interesting stuff, though. We love that. And they're 0-3. So
yeah. You said it. You were right. You said it. Struggling first half of the season.